Hey, y'all, welcome back to a special edition of the Late Night Vision Show. We have some breaking news, and we've got some help here to share that with you, a very familiar face. But we are back here at the Cellmark Pulsar facility here in Mansfield, Texas. And every time we're here, Jason, it looks like we always have something good to talk about. And there's nobody, I think, more anticipating of what we're about to talk about than you and I, but maybe Jeff, or I said his name too soon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Introduce our
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, if you are a frequent watcher or listener of the Late Night Vision Show, I don't even need to introduce this guy. He is probably could fill in for Hans or I if we were out one week. He is the Executive Vice President of Sales at Cellmark, Pulsar USA here in Mansfield. His name is Jeff Murray. Again, he has been on the show so many times. We were sitting here before we started. Mm-hmm. We've lost count, 6, 7, 8. We don't know, at least 6 or 7. Maybe more.
Just padding that lead.
Yeah, he is. Every time he puts a little notch in his belt, and he says that he is going to be on here more than anybody from any other thermal manufacturer, and the door is always open, and we're glad to have him here. So, Jeff, once again, welcome to the show.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Love it.
Yeah, thank you for this is an unpaid performance here, so there's not getting paid.
No royalties. No royalties.
But so we've got some scopes out on the table, and they look a lot like the Pulsar Thermion LRF, that we've seen for a while. So what exactly do we have here?
You'll notice two very small different things. One is there's a sticker on the side that says HD.
Yeah.
That HD signifies our new sensor that we have input into this rifle scope, which is the 1024 by 768 sensor from Linred Ulis. So we're very excited about this. It's been in our mergers XLs for about a year now, close to a year now, 8 months, and it is been just a runaway success for the binos, and we're excited to see what the market says about it in a rifle scope form.
Guys, this is exciting news. Hans and I, we get to talk about a lot of new, breaking, exciting things, but this is truly one of those where you're going to remember this because it is a step forward in technology. It is a step forward for the industry. It's a step forward for Pulsar, and we are so excited. Hans and I have been lucky enough to have our hands on these units before. Today, we've actually been using them in the field. Very impressed with the performance.
We're showing some video right now. I want to, before we get too far into it, I want to invite everybody that is watching this right now, please come back tomorrow. There's going to be a full review, a lot of video. Jason and I, thanks to the great people here at Pulsar, were able to get us a couple of these units ahead of time. So we've taken it out, got a lot of video. So the full review of this is going to be tomorrow here on the Late Night Vision Show. This is, Jeff, a lot of people have asked about this. The merger XLs came out. That's, people are getting very excited about beyond 640 resolution. Mm-hmm. They asked, well, when is the scope coming? I'm going to tell you, I was telling them a lot longer. This came out very quickly. This seems like it was a surprise. Maybe it probably wasn't a surprise to you. You probably knew all along. But, man, it came out very quick. And I'm going to apologize. I probably told people, hey, check next year because I didn't think it was going to come in before the end of Q4. So that's something to be said there.
Yeah, we saw this on the roadmap about a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago, in the development process. And I think with the market adaptation of the XL mergers, we saw a very, very good market feedback whenever we launched that. I think that was a January SHOT Show launch. So 10 months into it, it was doing extremely well. They had already were laying the groundwork for this in a rifle scope fit and form. So it was just working out a few of the inner workings and details of it and making sure it was ready to go at the time of launch. Could have launched this a while back, but we've kind of shifted a little bit. This launch is we think it's gonna be very successful. We have inventory at the time that we release. These are going to be available on outdoorlegacy.com in stock position for everyone to get it and try it out. So really excited about that. And yeah, it's been a long time in the making, but it's a step that we're excited about, and we think it's the next step in thermal evolution for the Pulsar line.
Yeah, so I want to just touch on a couple quick things. One, outdoorlegacygear.com, just in case. No, that's all right. But seriously, this is a big deal. It's something I'm glad that you brought up, Jeff. This is something that I know Pulsar as a brand has been moving more towards, maybe not on every single model, but more and more often, especially on a lot of these big announcements, is not, hey, this cool new thing's coming in 6-8 months. And I mean, I know there is still some of that, but this is one of those scopes where it was intentional of, we're going to wait. I mean, this could have been announced a long time ago. We're going to wait. We're going to have the inventory. There are, again, it's going to be, I'm sure there's other select dealers that are going to have it today, Wednesday. A lot of other dealers will be getting it very soon after that, I'm sure. But the point is, you've got it in your warehouse. It is shipping out now, not, hey, get on a back order list and wait 6 months for it.
Yeah, it's a shift that we're very happy about. We've done a couple of these releases this year. If you remember right, the Thermion XG LRF, January, we had inventory of that when it launched in right around SHOT Show. And this is the next rifle scope that had the same opportunity. It's a financial commitment on the dealer side, on our side, taking inventory before it is ready to, be sold. So, but we think that it's the best route for the market, and, consumers, once you start, priming that pump and putting out video, and we start putting out on our social channels and all of our media outlets, people want to buy it. They don't want to wait 6 months, and they're ready to buy now. And we want to capitalize on that.
I know you can't make this promise. I'm not going to ask you to, but I'm not going to say it's going to happen with every future Pulsar release. But do you see this announcing things after you have the stock, or when they're at least really, really close being ready? Do you see that as something going forward y'all are going to try to do more of?
Yeah, we're trying to make every effort to time releases closer to production versus like tying it down to a specific show. So it's good, and it's got its give and takes on that. But this is kind of wouldn't say this is like round 2 of testing. So we're going to kind of see how it goes, and the better it goes, the more likely it'll keep happening this way.
Yeah, something like this would be the highlight of a SHOT Show.
It'd be
week.
Huge.
This would be like, hey, come back and look at our brand new HD thermal scope. So yeah, to be able to release it, and it is the trend. And I think it's good. We used to wait. Okay, everybody wait for SHOT Show, and that's when all the new stuff is going to be announced. But now it's like, throughout the year, just stuff is pumping out, and it does keep it interesting, and people, I think, do feel a little bit more engaged in the process instead of just the dealers.
I've loved this time of year for a launch for multiple reasons. If you go back about 3 or 4 years ago, we did the Thermion, the original Thermion XG with the BA sensor. I think that was like September 1st launch. Why I like these, early, late fall, fall type launches before winter gets here is you're able to capitalize on the guys that are going out, deer hunting. They're starting to get their gear back out. They're starting to go sit in the stand. It's getting colder. They're getting in the mind of hunting. And then that's kind of the prelude to the big, hog predator season stuff. That really kicks off in, what is that? Pretty much like middle, end of December, January 1st, when big game stuff wraps up. That's when everyone really starts to focus on the predator stuff. So this allows us to get, some user feedback, get videos out there. Your buddies used it. The consumer confidence is going to go up because it's been on the market for a little bit longer. You're not trying to cram something down their throat the day before predator season starts, or before everyone starts, all the big hog contests start, all of that kind of stuff. So I love September, October releases. I'm a very big fan of.
I remember when you released the XG50, a few years ago, and you're like, we're going to do it on September 1st, the first day of dove season. And we're like, what? And you're like, yeah, it's perfect. Nobody's working, and they're going to be on their phones while they're out there hunting dove, and they're going to see that there's a new scope.
And it worked.
It worked.
We almost timed this. We're in the great state of Texas here, and bow season has opened up for whitetail, but first weekend in November is almost a national holiday to the equal extent of September 1st of dove season.
Exactly.
So we're going to have a lot of people, looking at this type of gear, and hopefully this fits the needs of some people out there.
So, folks, tomorrow on the Late Night Vision show here, we'll be going over a full review, going over all the specs. I want to just say a couple quick things because I know the question is going to come up. This is a normal Thermion that I'm trying to get around this microphone, hold this up, that you're used to seeing. It is going to have all of the same features, all of the same ballistic capabilities with the new Stream Vision Ballistic app.
Correct.
And it's got, again, the laser rangefinder, obviously. One question that's going to come up is, what is the base magnification? It is a 1.75 power base mag. I think one of the things that's been really most intriguing to me is the fact that you've got this extremely wide field of view, but it's unbelievable what the identification range is because of that higher resolution. I know running this next to the Thermion XP50, the Duo, the Telos XP50, which are amazing. What I'm seeing, and again, Hans and I are going to get into this more tomorrow, but even though you say, well, 1.75 may sound low, it's kind of the best of both worlds because the resolution is there that when you get to those long ranges, you're still seeing the sharp edges of those animals and getting an ID range at very long distances.
Yeah, so that was, it's a common debate. It's physics. Lens size, eyepiece, sensor. You kind of, all of the different things come into what the magnification is on this. There's another 1280 system on the market right now, and it utilizes a little bit larger lens than this. We wanted to try to keep this really much in the form factor of the current Thermion at the moment. So this was kind of the magnification that we were dealt and that we chose to go with. A lot of people freak out with the number 1 in front of it, rightfully so. I will say I've taken this thing out a couple weeks ago at the ranch, and I was, it's hard to tell the difference between the magnification between this and an XP. Like you put both of them side by side, you almost can't tell the difference between that 0.25 magnification.
I agree.
But where this thing shines is you've got a wider field of view, so you're able to see what's going on. If it's a big group of pigs or you have multiple coyotes coming in, you're able to see that wider field of view. And then when you zoom, you have a lot less loss of clarity when you're zooming. I feel like it does really well when you start to zoom. That's where this thing kind of shines. So I think it's very usable at higher magnifications. That's the biggest problem with like 3D4 and some 640s. When you start hitting that zoom button and get up to 4, 6, 8, 10, whatever that might be, you get pixelation. You get some some of them are usable, some of them aren't. And I'm very comfortable with this in the higher magnification ranges. For sure. And I think it's I think it's a scope that can appeal to a very wide group of hunters. Both guys are doing close range and long range stuff.
So we all remember the old XP38s; those were 1.2 power.
Yep.
We remember the old XP50 trails that were 1.6 or
1.6.
1.6.
Yeah, 1.6.
And we were fit to be tied when they started raising magnification levels. We
were too much. We don't need it.
Yeah. Now we've kind of settled into it, but 1.75 at 1024 resolution, you bump that one time, you're at 3.5 power, and you're still holding 512 resolutions.
Very close to 640.
Yeah.
And so you are, again, the best of both worlds, whether you're hunting in wood, places where there's lots of woods, lots of trees, if you're in wide open spaces. That's where this is going to perform. We're going to show a video of it. Did we mention the price?
I was just literally scratched and noted, did we talk about the price?
Because it does come with the laser rangefinder. It does come with full features of what everybody likes with the Pulsar units. I'll let you give the price.
$79. Everybody's looking like $79.99. So yeah,
$79.99 with the laser rangefinder with 1024 resolution. That's a very aggressive price, I would say.
Yeah, again, it's coming at the exact same price as the Merger XLs. We saw the market adaptation to that price point, this technology, and we felt like this was a very good retail price point to be at.
Right.
It's definitely has better quality than your XP50 and your XG50 LRF units that are currently on the market. Those are, I think,
$59.99.
Yeah,
so
$6,000.
$6,000 is 8.
This is 8. So we wanted to make sure there was we had some separation between those two SKUs. They didn't want to cannibalize each other. 640 still got a very, very good place in the market for what it is. And, we wanted to make sure that it's Pulsar is a premium product. And
sure.
But we also didn't want to like price it
too
uncontrollably high where you eliminate a bunch of your target market.
Well, here's the deal. I know there's a lot of guys watching this going, my gosh, $8,000. I get that. We totally do. But there is a large portion of the market that's willing to spend that for a quality optic. And there's a lot of guys that are going to say, I'm already spending $6,000. If I'm in it this deep, this is $8,000 and I'm getting 1024. Something else I wanted to mention here real quick. I know that our good friend Ludus over in Lithuania at Pulsar is watching this, so I'm not going to say anything, Ludus, that's going to get me in major trouble here.
Yeah,
well, I probably will. Yeah. I probably will. But you brought up the fact of, it's physics and engineering here with the magnification, and I think that's something that. Again, I don't understand this, and Ludus knows this, but I think people can appreciate that you don't just turn a dial and set the magnification at what you want. There's lens size, there's focal length, eyepiece. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and from what I was told, to make this unit, higher magnification, it involves lengthening it, larger lenses. There's a lot of things going on here. It's not like you can just go, bingo, this is a 4 power.
Yeah. Why did they choose 1.75? Well, it's not. It's the diameters and dimensions of the scope.
Yeah, it's the way that it works. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up.
In this form factor, meaning a 30 millimeter tube system, this was the kind of the scientific parameters that we were in between on this thing. Yep. So that's exactly you hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of factors that go into determining magnification. You got pixel pitch, you got your sensor, you got your lens, your focal length, your eyepiece, all of that. So yeah, we could have had a 2.5, but it would have required a 75 millimeter lens, a longer system. Then you're running into mounting issues on different platforms because you got this is much bigger. So as it currently sits, we wanted to keep it in the Thermion body style. So this is where we're at. And
I'm telling you though,
it's great.
It's something that listen, I know there's going to be guys that are saying, well, y'all are just saying that. No, I'm telling you got to get behind this thing and see what it does at the long ranges. I mean, again, Hans and I'll talk about this more. This unit is going to shine in the long range. That's where you're going to sit. And I know that sounds crazy with a 1.75, but it is. That's where it shines.
And I don't care. We could have made this 3.5 and everyone would have been yelling for 1.75. We could have made it at 2.5, or should have been 3 or should have been 2.
That's right.
I just don't think it's possible because especially in the United States, the hunting market is so broad and they're doing so many different things that it's so hard to build a scope that's all in one for everybody. Right. Because your pig hunters want something that's wider field of view because they're stocking up 50, 60, 75 yards, 100 yards from those pigs. And then your coyote hunters that are calling coyotes in at 300 yards away, they have
what they like.
They have what they like. And so it's a fickle beast.
It is.
It's a fickle beast.
It is very difficult.
You heard it here. Breaking news, the brand new XL50 Thermion from Pulsar. It is available right now, y'all. You're watching this video. You can go over to the outdoorlegacygear.com website. You can find it there. You can call and talk to me. You can talk to Ashley, other salesmen. You can even talk to Jason. 877-350-1818. You'll be able to find it there. But our full review, if you say, you know what, I like it what I hear, but I need to see more, I need to hear more, our full review tomorrow right here on the Late Night Vision Show podcast. You'll be able to see that, and it will be
got a bunch of footage.
Lots and lots of footage. You'll be able to see it there tomorrow. But Jeff, as always, thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely.
We always enjoy it. You always bring cool stuff, so that's
right.
Makes our job easy.
I'll say once you look through this 1024 system, you're not going to want to look through 640.
I imagine they're going to be going very, very fast.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be one of those. Again, it's a big step. I like to see Pulsar is always innovating, and they're doing things that, again, I know $79.99 is a lot of money, but it is an affordable system for a lot of people. I know it's not for everybody, but again, and what we always talk about on this show is that when new things come in, they're going to be expensive, and it's going to slowly push things down over time. There's going to be a day that we're sitting here with Jeff, and we're all going to be a lot grayer, and we're going to be talking about these, 4K thermal scopes. Remember when we had 6.4? I mean, but that's the way technology works. I mean, who would have thought that 2 or 3 years ago, when we were sitting here, we'd be talking about 1024, and here we are. So, yeah.
Exciting time to be.
It is. Absolutely. Guys, hope you enjoyed this show. Again, come back tomorrow, see the full review. We are very thankful you tuned in. And between now and then, y'all stay safe in the fields.